right? So this is the third chapter in our book. So what is meant by linear equations? Yesterday we learned so many things about expressions and equations, right, and polynomials. So just tell me, what is linear equation? Yesterday we have learnt this word also. Linear equation in the sense which is nothing but the equation with the degree 1. Right? The equation with degree 1. Equation or expression with degree 1. So here we are just going to deal with such linear equations in two variables. Okay, so that two variables can be either p, q, x, y, a, b, whatever it might be, but we will be involving two different variables in each and every equation. Right? Shall we jump into the session? Yes. So once again, so your lovable Tilak is here. Let's start this pair of linear equations in two variables. So the most important thing in this chapter is this table. Those who are watching this video and those who are going to watch this video, kindly make a note of this table. It's already there in your book, but still, please listen to the class carefully and make a note. Okay, those who are listening already, you will be having a pen and paper in your hand. So kindly make a note so that it will be very easy for you to remember. Right? Yes, so what is there in this table? So sir is telling this is very important. So let's see what is there. So see, we are talking about the pair of two lines, okay, which means a pair of lines, which is mean by you have two different equations in each and every question. So here also there are such things. See, just look at here. There are two equations in each and every category. Okay. And then here the general form. I will be writing here the general form. So that will be quite easy for you. Right? Yes. So the general form of all such equations will be like, okay, I am writing a1x plus b1y is equal to 0. Same way, a2x plus b2y is equal to 0. Okay, this is the general form. Okay, so there are two equations. So one equation you have to consider it as a1x plus b1y is equal to 0, and the other equation you can consider it as a2x plus b2y is equal to 0. So now you know very well the coefficient of x in the first equation is going to be a1, and the coefficient of y in the first equation is going to be b1. Same way in the second equation it is going to be a2 and b2. Is it clear for everyone? So here are those two equations. So let us check which is a1 and which is a2. See here, what is the coefficient of x? It is obviously 1, right? So we are just going to find three different things: a1 by a2, b1 by b2, and c1 by c2. C1 and C2 are nothing but the constants which you have here. Okay, so here I am writing the coefficient of x is to be 1, and then here a2 is 3. Okay, so I am writing 1 by 3. Same way, b1 by b2. See here, negative sign is there. You have to be very cautious, because in the general form I told it is going to be plus a1x plus b1y is equal to 0. I said, okay, if you have constant, you can put plus c1 is equal to 0. So this is the general. Okay, so here if you have minus 2, then you have to include minus 2, right? So we can write it as minus 2 by 4. This is b1, and then c1 by c2 is nothing but 0 divided by minus 20. Right. So in such case, you can just compare, okay, a1 by a2, whether it is equal to b1 by b2. No, obviously not. And then whether it is equal to c1 by c2. No, it's not. Okay, so actually it is a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2. In such a case, those two lines are called intersecting lines. Those two lines are called intersecting lines. Whenever you get intersecting lines, which means you will be getting only one solution, unique solution. See, for example, if you are having two lines, okay, one line is traveling in this way, other line is traveling in this way. These two lines intersect only at one point. So you will be getting only one solution. Okay, one solution in the sense the point where both the lines get intersect. Okay, that is only one point that we will be getting. And the next one, here all there are multiple such examples, but let us concentrate more into the ratios here. Okay, in such a case, if a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2, which is equal to c1 by c2, then it is going to be coincident lines, infinitely many solutions, which means if you substitute some value for x, then you will be getting some other value for y. So likewise, how much ever the value you require, you can substitute some numbers and you will be getting some answers, right? So that is infinitely many solutions. And then the last one, a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2, but that is not equal to c1 by c2, which means that is parallel lines. So two lines that are parallel. When two lines are parallel, will it get intersect or somewhere will it meet at any point? Two lines, two parallel lines, will it meet at any point? No, obviously it will not meet, right? So which means there won't be any solution. The meeting point is 0, and so there is no solution. It does not meet at any point. Is it clear for everyone? So there are three different conditions. Please make a note. You can exclude these examples, but please make a note of the conditions. A1 by A2 is not equal to B1 by B2, which means it is the intersecting lines where you will be getting only one solution. Same way, A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2, which is equal to C1 by C2. That is coincident lines where you will be getting infinitely many solutions. And then the last one where a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2, and that is not equal to c1 by c2. That is parallel lines where you will not get any solutions. That is no solution, right? Hope it is clear for everyone. If you have any doubts or any queries, please kindly reach out to me. Okay. And then the first question, let us move on to the first question. It's going to be very easy question. Form the pair of linear equations in the following problem and find their solutions graphically. Okay, and here is going to be the question. First one, 10 students of class 10 took part in a max quiz. If the number of girls is 4 more than the number of boys, find the number of boys and girls who took part in the quiz. Okay, so by using this question, we have to make how many equations? Form a pair of linear equations. So which means you have to make two different linear equations, right? So first read the first one. 10 students of class 10 took part in the max quiz. So I'm just writing here. Okay, so let x be the number of girls and y be the number of boys. Right? So now here totally 10 students. So which means x plus y is equal to 10. X plus y is equal to 10. If you add the number of boys and girls, then the total is going to be 10. So we had written one equation. And then the next one, if the number of girls is 4 more than the number of boys, number of girls is 4 more than the number of boys, then what does it going to be? We have to make another equation. Okay, so the number of girls is x, so I am putting x, that is nothing but 4 more than the number of boys, which means 4 plus y. 4 plus y. So let us make it as a proper equation. So you will be getting x minus y is equal to 4. That is going to be your second equation. Is it clear for everyone? So now based on the given question, we made two different equations. Okay, x plus y is equal to 10 and x minus y is equal to 4. Okay, now we have to find the number of boys and girls who took part in this quiz, which means we have to find x and y. Okay, and then we have to find the solution in graphical method. Right, so now we are just going to substitute few values for x. So I'm just taking the first equation. So from first equation, here it is x and y. Okay, some values you can choose any value. Suppose I'm taking here as 4, 5 and 6. For x I'm taking 4, 5, 6. So you just tell me what will be the value of y, which means before this what you can do is you can just frame the equation accordingly, and so it will be very easy for you to understand and solve. Okay, so from first equation you have x plus y is equal to 10. In such a case you make it y is equal to 10. If this plus x comes to the other side, it will become minus. So y is equal to 10 minus x. Right. Okay, now let us substitute this 4 there. So y is equal to 10 minus 4, you will be getting 6, and then here 5. So 10 minus 5, you will get 5, and 10 minus 6, you will get 4. This is from first equation. Now let us move on to the second equation. Same way here also you frame the equation as if you get y is equal to. So let us keep this as a minus y, because you have x minus y is equal to 4. So minus y is equal to 4 minus x. Because here you have plus x. If the plus x goes to the other side, then it will become minus x. Okay, so minus y is equal to 4 minus x. So y is equal to this minus sign I am taking to the other side. So what it will happen? Both the term sign will get changed, which means minus x will become plus x, and then plus 4 will become minus 4. Y is equal to x minus 4. So same as like first equation, here also you have to choose some values. Right? Choose few values for x. 1, 2, 3. Maybe 3 values, that will be enough. I'm just taking, either you can take 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, some numbers. I'm just taking 3, 4 and 5. Will that do? Yes. So now you put y is equal to x minus 4. Right. So in the place of x, you have to substitute 3. So 3 minus 4, that will become minus 1. And then in the place of x you substitute 4. So 4 minus 4 will become 0. And in the place of x, if you substitute 5, then 5 minus 4 will become 1. So now you got different points for the first equation and then for the second equation. Okay, let us substitute all these things in the graph. So in such case you have to just draw the x-axis and y-axis. Hope you all know what is x-axis and what is y-axis. So you have to draw the x-axis and y-axis and plot all these points and draw the line. Okay, when you plot the first 3 points, you can make a dry line. Same way, when you plot other 3 points, you can make other line, other equation line will come here. See, there are 2 different lines. After substituting here, you will be getting, this is the line for x plus y is equal to 10, and here it is for x minus y is equal to 4. When you substitute all these points, still it will not get intersect at some place. Okay, you have to extend the line, because we found only 3 points. Now see, this is point 1, point 2 and point 3. Same way here, point 1, point 2 and point 3. So when you join, you have to just extend the line so that both the lines will get intersect at a certain point. When you extend both the lines will get intersect at one point, and you have to find the value of this point. What will be the value of this point? Just check in x-axis. Okay, it is going to be 7. Okay, in x-axis it is exactly on 7. Same way, check in y-axis. Here it is near to 3. So that is going to be 3. So the point is 7, 3. Okay, so x, y is equal to 7 comma 3. So what is x and what is y? Just now we have learned. X is nothing but the number of girls and y is nothing but the number of boys. So you have to give the conclusion that therefore the number of girls, which one number of girls is 3 or 7? Therefore the number of girls in the classroom is, number of girls is how much? 7. And the number of boys in the classroom is 3. Is it clear for everyone? Okay, since we have chosen x as girls, the first coordinate which you have in this point, that is 7, will be the value for girls, and the y coordinate will be the value for boys. Is it clear for everyone? Right? So hope you all understood this question, and so I'm just moving to the next question, which is again going to be very simple. Mathematics is very easy and very simple subject in your life which you are able to relate very much. So just think maths as your friend and then learn, so that that will be like traveling with you for a long time. Right? So here is the next question on comparing the ratios A1 by A2, B1 by B2 and C1 by C2. Okay, find out whether the lines representing the following pairs of linear equation intersect at a point, are parallel or coincident. Fine. So we have to just find the conditions. Okay, if it is intersecting, okay, if it is intersecting, then it will be having some value, right? So based on the condition, you have to check with the table. I will show you the table, so you can just check with the table and then you can tell me the answer, right? So just think what is going to be the value of A1 and then A2, same way B1 and B2, right, and then C1 and C2, right? A1 is going to be 5 and then A2 is going to be 7. See the first term, the coefficient of x, and then B1 is going to be minus 4 and B2 is going to be 6, C1 is going to be 8 and C2 is minus 9, right? So let us find this. A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2 is equal to C1 by C2. This is just the condition I'm writing. We have to check whether it is right or wrong. 5 by 7. Okay, and then B1 by B2 is minus 4 by 6 and then 8 by minus 9. Is it equal somewhere? So okay, maybe we can, here we can try to cancel, but still it is not equal. No. Is it equal somewhere? No, it is completely not equal. So you just check with the condition. If it is not equal, A1 by A2 is not equal to B1 by B2, which means it is intersecting lines. Which means it is intersecting lines. So you have to give the conclusion. Therefore, okay, A1 by A2 is not equal to B1 by B2. And so it is. And so it is intersecting lines. And so it is intersecting. And so it is intersecting lines. So if it is intersecting lines, right? If it is intersecting lines, then what you will have? Exactly one solution. Okay, you will be getting only one solution. Okay, intersecting lines. Okay. Okay, so it is intersecting lines. Therefore, it is unique solution or one solution, right? Is it clear? Done. Let's move on to the next subdivision. You have to just remember the table to give the proper answer. Rest everything will be very easy. Okay, so you have to learn this table very clearly. So now here, let us list out the value of A1. The same question, the next subdivision I am writing here. Okay, A1 is going to be 9 and A2 is going to be 18. Same way, B1 is 3 and then B2 is 6. And then C1 is 12 and then C2 is 24. So just to check, A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2 and it is equal to C1 by C2. This is the general condition I am writing. Now we have to check whether it is right or wrong. 9 by 18, 3 by 6, and then 12 by 24. Yes, one time, two time, one time, two times, one time and two times. So everything is equal to 1 by 2. A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2 and that is equal to C1 by C2. So now we have to give the conclusion that therefore A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2 and that is equal to C1 by C2, right? So therefore it is what solution it is, you have to tell that na. So let us go back to the table, okay, and then check where everything is equal. When everything is equal, here you see that is the second condition, right? A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2, that is equal to C1 by C2, which means it is coincident line where you will be getting infinitely many solution. Okay, infinitely and will have infinitely many solutions. See, these conclusions are very important. If you don't write this, then obviously you will lose mark. So for each and every question, you have to write proper conclusion and proper question number in your exam paper. Okay, yes, I hope it is clear for everyone. And so I am moving to the next subdivision. This is also very simple. I am just giving you questions from each and every values. Okay, so here again write A1 is equal to 6 and then A2 is equal to 2. B1 is equal to minus 3 and B2 is equal to minus 1, because here we have minus sign also. So we have to consider that. C1 is equal to 10 and C2 is equal to 9. Right. So now let us check for the same whether A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2, that is equal to C1 by C2. We have to check for this. Okay, so 6 by 2 will be minus 3 by minus 1. I don't think so. 10 by 9, no. If I just change, then this will become 1 3. Okay, 1 2 is 2 and then here it will get changed and this is going to be not equal. Okay, so therefore A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2. Yes or no? 3 by 1 and here also it is 3 by 1 and then that is not equal to C1 by C2. A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2 and that is not equal to C1 by C2. So now this is going to be the third condition in our table, which is very important, that is a parallel lines. When it is a parallel line, then obviously you won't get any points. So it is said to be as no solution. Right? Therefore, it is parallel lines. And so, no solution. Is it clear for everyone? Okay, hope it is clear for everyone. So we had gone through 3 different questions with the 3 different values, where in one point we got A1 by A2 and B1 by B2 and C1 by C2 all are equal, and in one point we got everything is not equal, and in one subdivision we got one is equal and other one is not equal. So we are able to solve all the 3 different types. Okay, all the 3 different pair of lines which is possible. One is intersecting lines, other one is coincident lines, and the last one is parallel lines. So if you remember this table, then all these questions are going to be very easy and simple for you. Okay, yes, let's move on to the next part of our session, that is question number 3. Whether the following pairs of linear equations are consistent or inconsistent. If consistent, obtain the solution graphically. What is this consistent and inconsistent? Whenever you get some solution, then it is consistent. When you don't get any solution, that is no solution. When we will get no solution, if the two lines are parallel, then we don't get any solution. Such case, it is going to be inconsistent. And for rest other two things, it is going to be consistent. Fine. So let's solve this. Whether the following pairs of linear equations are consistent or inconsistent. So we have to just compare, right? So A1 is going to be 1, and then A2 is going to be 2, and B1 is going to be 1, and B2 is going to be 2. And here it is not in the general form, because our general form is A1x plus B1y plus C1 is equal to 0. So which means you can take this constant this side. So I am writing C1 as minus 5 and C2 as minus 10. Right? Now let us solve 1 by 2 is equal to 1 by 2. That is equal to minus 5 by minus 10, where minus and minus will get cancelled. 1 5 is 5, 2 5. So everything is equal to 1 by 2. Right? So therefore A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2. That is equal to C1 by C2. Whether this is consistent or not. If it is a parallel lines, then only it will be inconsistent. But here it is not parallel lines. Right? Here we will be getting infinitely many solutions. Right? Intersecting lines. Okay. So here what we are going to do? We are just going to find the solution graphically. We are going to find the solution graphically. Is it clear for everyone? Yes. So here are the two equations. X plus y is equal to 5. Okay. And then 2x plus 2y is equal to 10. So you can choose a few numbers. Okay. That can be common. Okay. So from first equation, I am considering this as the first equation and this as the second equation. So from first equation, okay, x, y, 1 and then minus 1 and then some 5. Okay, so find what will be the value of y. So x is equal to 1 if you substitute. Okay, I am just writing this for your reference. So y is equal to 5 minus x. Because plus x comes this side, it will become minus x. Okay, so it is 5 minus x. So y is equal to, so here if you substitute 5 minus 1 is 4. And then again minus 1, so it will become 6. And then here again 5 minus 5, that will become 0. So likewise, you have to find few points. Okay, you have to find a few points. So use scale and a pencil in your exam to draw all these lines so that it will look neat. Right? If you draw like this, then your teacher will shout at you. Okay? So make use of your scale and pencil and then draw proper lines. Right? So now we got 3 different points. This is from first equation. Same way using the second equation. Okay? So that is so 2x plus 2y is equal to 10. So we can think 2y is equal to 10 minus 2x. So y is equal to, so we have to divide by 2, which means 5 minus x we will be getting. So which means both are same. Right, y is equal to 5 minus x. So again, if you consider few points, same points, 1, minus 1, 5 or any 3 points, you will be getting the same kind of values. And when you try to plot all these points, okay, in a graph, after drawing the x-axis and y-axis, if you plot all these points, then both the lines will get intersect. Both the lines will get intersect. See, are you able to see this? And so it is infinitely many solutions. Right? You can give any values and then you will be getting some value. Obviously in these two equations. And both the equations are the same. Okay, when the second equation is being divided by 2, then that is going to be the first equation. right? So we solved this graphical method because in question they have asked us, okay, if it is consistent, obtain the solution graphically. So you have to write it accordingly. Okay, here therefore it is consistent, and then you found the value graphically. Is that clear for everyone? Right? Yes. So now the next subdivision. I'm just moving to the next subdivision. X minus y is equal to 8 and 3x minus 3y is equal to 16. So which means a1 is equal to 1 and a2 is equal to 3 and then b1 is equal to 1 or minus 1. Here you have minus sign, so it will be minus 1 and b2 is equal to minus 3. Same way c1 is equal to, as I told, make it in the general form and then you do it. Okay, it's better because sometimes now here you are getting equal value because one is both are plus or both are negative. Sometimes if one is positive and one is negative, then that will become another error. Okay, so you just make it in the general form and then you solve it. So C1 is 8 and then C2 is 16. I mean minus 8 and minus 16. So let us try to solve whether A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2 is equal to C1 by C2. Considering this and then we are solving. Okay, so what will happen? 1 by 3 is equal to minus 1 by minus 3 and then equal to minus 8 by minus 16. Minus minus will get cancelled. Minus minus 1 8 aside 2 8s are okay. So which means therefore a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2, but that is not equal to c1 by c2. A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2, but that is not equal to C1 by C2. In such case, what it is called? It is called as parallel lines. Then whether you will get any solution? No solution. Okay, it is parallel lines and no solution. Therefore, whether it is consistent or inconsistent? It is inconsistent. Okay, it is inconsistent. See, please be very clear. Whenever you get no solution, then it is inconsistent. But other than that, whenever you get some solution, okay, whether it is infinitely many solution or unique solution, that will be consistent. You have to understand that, okay, because many times we used to get such questions in 1 marks. Okay, and we will get confused whether it is consistent or inconsistent. Yes, so let's move on to the next part. The next question: draw the graphs of the equation x minus y plus 1 is equal to 0 and then 3x plus 2y minus 12 is equal to 0. Determine the coordinates of the vertices of the triangle formed by these lines and the x-axis and the shade the triangular region. Okay, so they have told very clearly. So they had given two lines, okay, two linear equations by which you have to draw a graph, and so you will be getting two lines. Along with those two lines you have to include x-axis also, where totally you will be having three different lines, and then all these three different lines will form a boundary for the triangle, and you have to shade that triangular region. Okay, so now let us solve with the first equation. Okay, that is x minus, let x minus y plus 1 is equal to 0 be the first equation, and then 3x plus 2y minus 12 is equal to 0 be the second equation, right? So now we have to solve. Now we have to substitute some numbers, na? Yes. So let x, y, we have to make one small table using scale and pencil. Okay, using scale and a pencil, you have to make a small table like this. Right, now you can substitute some numbers. So here I'm choosing 0, 1, 2. Okay, same way. So if you just substitute x value, so before that you make this equation as y is equal to, so minus y is equal to plus x comes to the other side, it will become minus x, plus 1 comes to the other side, it will become minus 1. And here I have minus y, but I'm making it as plus y, so y is equal to x plus 1. Okay, so y is equal to x plus 1. So to this, if you put plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, you got few values. Yes, same way here, 2y is equal to 12 minus 3x, right? 2y is equal to 12 minus 3x, and y is equal to, if you put 12 by 2 will become 6 minus 3 by 2x. So we have to choose some values very cautiously here. Okay, so I am also choosing some values. Before that, yes, before that, let's make a small table here. X, y, and then 3. You will be getting a question, sir, why you are choosing only 3 numbers? Or if you want, you can choose 5 numbers also, but based on the time constraint, probably board is expecting us to plot minimum 3 points. So we are restricting by 3 points. If you wish, you can make 4th point also. There is no problem at all. Okay, so here I am choosing few numbers, that is maybe 0, 2 and then 4, because here in denominator we have even number, so it's better to choose even numbers here. Okay, so when I substitute 0, this complete term will become 0 and I will get 6. When I choose 2, 2 and 2 will get cancelled and 6 minus 3 will become 3. When I choose 4, okay, I will show you 6 minus 3 by 2 into 4. 1, 2 is 2. This is also 2 times. So 6 minus 3 into 2 is 6. So that will become 0. So the points are 0, 1, 1, 2 and then 2, 3. Same way here the points are 0, 6, 2, 3 and then 4, 0. Is it clear for everyone? Right? So for both the given equations, we made some points which we have to plot in the graph. So here is the plotted graph. So first thing is you have to draw the x-axis and y-axis. Okay, so x-axis in the sense positive x and negative x, same way y-axis positive y and negative y. Okay, and for both all the points whatever you found, okay, 0, 1, which means in x-axis you have to find 0 and then in y-axis 1. So 0, 1 is here. So find, put a dot here and put one small circle like this. And you also write that point 0, 1. There only you write that point 0, 1. Same way the next point will be like minus 1, 0. So plot that point and write minus 1, 0. Okay, same way whatever the points you are getting. Okay, the next point is 2, 3. Yes, then plot 2, 3 also. 2, 3. Okay, so this is 1. So you have to join all these 3 points and extend that line. Okay, you have to extend that line and you have to write the equation also. What is the equation of this line? The linear equation which we got is x minus y plus 1 is equal to 0. Okay, or x minus y is equal to minus 1. That equation you have to write it here. And then let's move on to the next question. Okay, sorry, the next linear equation. Okay, that is 3x plus 2y minus 12. So for that we got another 3 points. That is, what are those 3 points which we got? 4, 0. Which means in x-axis you have to select 4 and in y-axis it is to be 0. So whenever x is equal to 0, understand this point and make a note. When x is equal to 0, this is an additional information for you. Please make a note. When x is equal to 0, then the point lies on what? Y-axis. Okay. When same way, when y is equal to 0, then the point lies on x-axis. Hope it is clear for everyone. These 2 points are quite important. Don't get confused. Sometimes we will plot in the different axis. That's why I'm telling now. Okay, when x is equal to 0, then the point lies on y-axis, and when y is equal to 0, then the point lies on x-axis. Okay. Yes, so please make a note. And so here 4, 0, that is placed on x-axis because y is equal to 0, and so the point is lying on x-axis. Same way here 0, 6, x is equal to 0, and so the point lies on y-axis. So we have plotted all the points. So here there is one line and here there is other line. For both the lines you have to put the equation. Okay, all these equations you have to write. So now, as given in the question, let's come back to the question. Read this question once again. Okay, and determine the coordinates of the vertices of the triangle formed by these lines and the x-axis, and shade the triangular region. So already there are 2 lines which we have drawn, and here is x-axis. So in between you can see some area which is already shaded blue in color. In exam you don't use all this color pencils. Okay, it's better using your scale and pencil, normal rule pencil, and then if you draw lines that can be parallel to any of these lines. Okay, so obviously you have 3 different sides in this triangle, right? So the lines which you are drawing inside this triangle must be parallel to any of that side. Okay, so parallel to this you can draw some lines like this, or parallel to x-axis you can draw some lines. Okay, and then shade that region. In some questions they will ask you to find the area of this triangle also. In such case then we can find the area of that triangle. If they have not asked, then it is not required. Hope it is clear for everyone. So this is our part 1 of linear equations in 2 variables. Okay, so let's shortly summarize what we have learned today. So today we have learned 3 different ratios, comparing ratios, that is a1 by a2 that is not equal to b1 by b2. Then we have intersecting lines, that is one solution. Same way, when a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2, that is equal to c1 by c2, then it is coincident lines where you will be getting infinitely many solutions. And then when a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 but that is not equal to c1 by c2, then no solution because it is parallel lines. And we have solved a few questions based on the graphical method and also based on the conditions which we have learned right now. Is it clear for everyone? Do any of you have any questions or comments? Kindly post it in the comment box. Okay, if you like this session, kindly like, subscribe our channel, and then follow us for more updates. So today we are successfully completing our 3rd day challenge. Okay, so we have a long way to go, and then we have many more chapters that is waiting for you with new updates and with many more important questions. Okay, so wishing you all the very best. Let's continue in the next class. Thank you.